with my father, Radek Dvorak, scored 4 goals, leading the Rangers to victory. So just wanted to mention that. And also, I said we're going to talk Michael York. And, Justin, you're doing branding now. You run a company. I feel like the Rangers really dropped the ball on marketing Michael York. I mean, Michael York, New York Rangers. Wasn't there more they could have done there with this guy?
So good. They could have. Maybe if he had a little more longevity in his career with the Rangers, they would have thought of something more clever. But the modern New York Rangers are certainly branding and marketing experts. Love everything they do. How energized do you get when you walk into MSG, when you take those first few steps into the Garden? The Rangers are just phenomenal at the marketing piece, and the experience at MSG is like no other.
All right, and I want to end with this big topic here. And we'll let Dan speak to this one first. And that is, in the late 90s, when the greatest player to ever play the game joined the Rangers, Wayne Gretzky, and his buddy Marc Messier heads to Vancouver. What could have been of that team if Messier decided to stay with the Rangers?
That Messier leaving the Rangers was probably the hardest thing for me as a young Ranger fan. I mean,
traumatizing. It was
traumatizing. And then to throw on top of that, just what you said, the thought of what it could have been for him and Gretzky. It is tough to think about what we missed out on. I mean, listen, the great one was clearly on the last leg when he was a Ranger. It was awesome to have him here. He still had some good years, but certainly wasn't the young man he was when him and Mess won those cups with Edmonton in the 80s. I think, Nick, they would have had to do some things to build around them, like make some different moves than they had made at that point in time to make the team a contender. But you would have thought for sure that they should have given it the shot if they had a few years of those two guys together.
Yeah. And I think Gretzky doesn't retire after that season if Messier's still there. I know I watched recently this little thing MSG put together, and Dolan's like, hey, I'll do whatever it takes to keep you here. And remember, this is a time when there wasn't a hard salary cap. And Gretzky was like, no, I'm just going to move on here. Joe, any thoughts on this? And I want to do one activity here, which is I want you to name a random Ranger here. And Justin and Dan will give their analysis on this Ranger great or non-great. All right, I guess Joe is speechless on that one. So
you lost Joe.
We'll undo with this. Justin, are you excited for the Rangers moving forward? And do you think in this decade they win a Stanley Cup?
Ooh,
good question.
Great question. This decade being by 2030? By 2029?
Yes.
Okay. Am I excited? Yeah, I'm very, very excited. I hope the Henrik Lundqvist situation is resolved favorably for everyone. That's the only piece in Rangerland right now that is getting me down a little bit. I'm very excited. I think they have a plan in place. I think they have solid leadership. I think if Quinn ends up not being the right guy for the job in the long run, they will find the right guy for the job. But right now he's doing a good job. Will they win a cup by 2029? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that they now have the elite pieces they need to win a cup. Those pieces are necessary to win a cup. They're not sufficient, though. So we still need to keep developing prospects and to keep rounding out our roster. But with Zibanejad and Igor and Panarin at the top, guys like Fox and Lindgren, I have all the confidence in the world that this team is going to get to where it needs to be.
Dan, your thoughts on that?
Very excited about the Rangers. I think, again, relatively speaking, only one team wins the cup every year. And you got a lot of really, really talented executives, coaches, and players in the league who are giving their all to do it. As New York sports fans, I think it's especially hard to keep perspective on that because we bring a certain fire and passion to cheering on the blue shirts. But to Justin's point, we have all the ingredients you would want this team to have at this stage in the rebuild. but there's still an enormous amount of work to be done. The Lundqvist situation is painful as a fan to watch. Personally, it just hurts. This is not how you want it to end. So I hope it turns around, and I hope he's Igor's backup. With that being said, and maybe lost in this little conversation is, my goodness, Igor is a fantastic goalie. And for a young man, he has been doing some amazing things. That gets me excited. I think there's a lot of building blocks there. And with Hank's contract and Staal's contract and some others coming off the books in the next few years, we are going to have space to really add some additional pieces or supplement in meaningful ways. So I say the New York Rangers, if I had to say yes or no, will win a cup before 2029. And I'll be excited to be back on the podcast if they do so.
How about this? 50 minutes of Ranger podcast. And we don't even talk about the future of the franchise, Capo Caco once. Pretty incredible. So let's end it with this. Justin, take it away. Give us the Rangers goal song.
The goal song?
Yes.
Go.